Feeling insecure in your relationships? Do you often find yourself questioning your partner's feelings or intentions, always worried about where you stand? Do you constantly seek reassurance yet still feel uncertain? You're not alone. Millions of people struggle with relationship anxiety, often rooted in something called anxious attachment. This attachment style can make you feel overly dependent on your partner's validation. Don't worry, it's not a terminal diagnosis. It's a common issue that many people face, and it can be managed with the right strategies. It's simply a pattern of thinking and behaving in relationships that can be understood and, more importantly, changed. By recognizing these patterns, you can start to take steps towards healthier relationships. So buckle up as we dive into the world of anxious attachment and how it might be affecting your connections with the people you care about most. Understanding this can be the first step towards building stronger, more secure relationships. Think of those adorable penguin chicks huddled together for warmth. They instinctively seek comfort and security from their parents. They rely on their parents for survival, just like we relied on our caregivers as babies. This early bond forms the foundation of our attachment style. Our early experiences shape our attachment style, which influences how we approach relationships throughout life. By understanding these early influences, we can begin to address and reshape our attachment patterns for healthier, more fulfilling connections. Attachment theory, developed by psychologist John Bowlby, is a groundbreaking concept in psychology. It explains how our early bonds with caregivers shape our future relationships, influencing how we connect with others throughout our lives. If our caregivers were consistently responsive and loving, we develop a secure attachment style. This means we feel safe, loved, and confident in our relationships. We are able to trust others, form healthy connections, and navigate social interactions with ease. However, if our caregivers were inconsistent, unavailable, or neglectful, we might develop an anxious attachment style. This can lead to feelings of insecurity and anxiety. Imagine a child waiting for their parent to come home. If the parent is often late or unpredictable, the child might worry, cling, and constantly seek reassurance. This uncertainty can create a deep-seated fear of abandonment, making the child anxious and overly dependent on others for validation. This pattern can carry over into adulthood, leading to anxiety and insecurity in relationships. Adults with anxious attachment may constantly seek reassurance from their partners, fear rejection, and struggle with self-esteem. Understanding attachment theory can help us recognize these patterns and work towards healthier relationships. Therapy and self-awareness are key steps in this journey. Anxious attachment doesn't discriminate. It can affect your friendships, romantic relationships, and even your family dynamics. Ever find yourself overthinking a friend's cancelled plans or your partner's text message? Yep, anxious attachment might be at play. With friends, you might crave constant validation or worry about being replaced. In romantic relationships, you might fear abandonment, become overly dependent, or get jealous easily. In families, old patterns of seeking approval or feeling unheard can resurface. Anxious attachment can manifest in various behaviors, often creating a vicious cycle of anxiety and insecurity. Do any of these sound familiar? Fear of abandonment, constantly worrying that your loved ones will leave you. Need for reassurance, seeking constant validation and affirmation. Overthinking and analyzing, dissecting every interaction for hidden meanings, jealousy and possessiveness, feeling threatened by others. These behaviors, driven by a deep-seated fear of rejection, can push people away, ironically fulfilling your fears. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy of relationship drama. Now, before you spiral into despair, remember what the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus said: we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Anxious attachment thrives on imagined fears, not necessarily reality. This is where Stoic philosophy can offer some helpful tools. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our own thoughts and reactions, and accept what we can't. It's about finding inner peace amidst the chaos. Remember, you can't control how others behave, but you can choose how you respond. Section 6. Baby steps to confidence. Building confidence is like climbing a mountain. It takes time, effort, and perseverance. So how do you break free from the clutches of anxious attachment? It starts with small, deliberate actions that gradually build your inner strength. It's a journey, not a quick fix. Each step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to a more confident and secure self. But here are a few baby steps to get you started. 1. Awareness is key. Understanding your own behavior is the first step towards change. Recognize your attachment style and the patterns it creates. Knowledge is power. By identifying these patterns, you can start to make conscious choices to alter them. 2. Challenge negative thoughts. When those anxious thoughts creep in, question them. Ask yourself, are these thoughts based on facts or just fear? Often our minds play tricks on us, making us believe things that aren't true. Are they based on facts or just fear? 3. Communicate openly. Expressing your feelings can be daunting, but it's essential for building trust and understanding in relationships. Talk to your loved ones about your feelings and needs. Open communication helps to clear misunderstandings and brings you closer to those you care about. But remember, communication is a two-way street. Be open to listening too. 4. Practice self-care. Taking care of yourself is not just about physical health, but also mental and emotional well-being. Engage in activities that boost your self-esteem and independence. Whether it's yoga, painting, or hiking, find what makes you feel good and do it regularly. Remember, a happy you makes for healthier relationships. When you feel good about yourself, it reflects in your interactions with others, creating a positive cycle of confidence and connection. Section 7. You are not alone. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Many people struggle with anxious attachment, and it doesn't define you. It's simply a pattern you can learn to understand and manage. Think of it like learning a new dance move. It takes practice, patience, and maybe a few missteps along the way. But with effort, you can learn to move through relationships with more confidence and ease. Section 8. Share your story. Have you experienced the ups and downs of anxious attachment? What are your coping mechanisms? Share your story in the comments below. Your experiences might just be the inspiration someone else needs to embark on their own journey of self-discovery. Section 9, stay tuned for more. And hey, if you found this helpful, subscribe to our channel for more insightful content on relationships, personal growth, and everything in between. Remember, we're all in this together.